earliest I've ever been at a fight. I mean, the light heavyweight division in itself is just, we've just seen such excitement in it. I mean, including who would have ever thought Canelo is now a light heavyweight, right? I mean, I don't even, it doesn't even register with me. And I think, what I remember about, when you talk about this matchup, you're talking about just flat out great punching.
Here, let's stop for a minute. I've been seriously behind, but now I'm out of my little hole. So got all my emails taken care of, my court papers and shit all filed away. Got my website back up in order and running. So basically, I'm looking forward to this fight. I haven't been out in the field in quite some time, and no, I went to Volzik versus Beterbiev. So Jesse Hart is taking on Joe Smith Jr. in Atlantic City next week. As you can see, I put the date and everything down below because I'd be forgetting shit. So it was the 1st, January the 20th. In 10 days, the first major card on the year, and it's on ESPN, not ESPN Plus. Jesse Hart is going to be taking on Joe Smith Jr. Joe Smith has been off for some time because he got his jaw broken, by Sullivan Barrera. So let's go take a look at the resumes real quick. We're going to talk about the card. Jesse Hart, 26-2 with 21 KOs, 36 years old, from Philly. One of the actually only boxers that I've had like significant, long, detailed interviews with in Philly. Him, B.Y. Jennings. For some reason, Steven Espinoza, I always talk to him all the time. Like every time he always give me like good shit. But anyway, moving on. The Sullivan Barrera fight, that was a scary fight for me, like watching that, because I was thinking to myself, man, if he beat him, man, that's going to be like significant, like feather in his cap amongst hardcore fans. Gilberto Ramirez, both of those fights, he lost him to me. I don't think that Gilberto Ramirez beat him. Just my personal opinion. It's not just coming from Philly. If he was to box and not be like Wilder, we was just talking about him, me and some other people the other day. Like if he was to box and not try to be like Wilder and get motherfuckers out of there all the time, So when it comes to the first fight, I remember distinctly I had that fight a draw. I remember that. And it was that knockdown was the difference to me. And then the second fight, he just let him off the hook. But now there's a bit of an unofficial light heavyweight tournament going on where that WBO title was just vacated by Canelo a couple of weeks ago. The one he beat Kovalev for. So, of course, Gilberto Ramirez is going to get his shot. By the way, I spent the last week updating the rankings. The WBA just came out with their rankings yesterday, the end of the year for 2019 for this month. So my shit is up to date. So you got Gilberto Ramirez, who likely will be ordered to fight Umar Salamov. And then or if he turns it down, then we could see a Ramirez versus Jesse Hart 3. And that's a fight where Jesse Hart has to win. Also, Artur Beterbiev is supposed to fight Mang Fan Long, but Fan Long's side won the purse bid over Top Rank, and Beterbiev is stating that he's going to drop his belt. Well, he's not going to fight over there, which may end up in the IBF stripping him because of racial tensions. Jean Pascal had defeated Battle Jack this past weekend. I really would love to see Dimitri Bivol versus Pascal too, just to unify those damn belts. Or Dimitri Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev if Beterbiev gets stripped or drops that title. Beterbiev has 2 belts. So he's in a situation where he'll be able to drop one. Unfortunately, I understand like he's got to stand up for what he believes in. So I'm not going to really get into that part. But what I'm saying is, if Joe Smith wins, Joe Smith takes his place. By the way, Joe Smith 24-3. Joe Smith has defeated Bernard Hopkins, knocking him out of the ring, and Jesse Hart. His mentor is Bernard Hopkins. They even talk alike, similar mannerisms and everything. So there's bad blood there. Even though Joe Smith may not think it's bad blood, there's bad blood. So before we go on, let's listen to this. I'm guessing, this is my first time seeing this. I was looking for some footage to play during my preview video, and we're still going to talk about the whole card. And all of a sudden, I'm Googling, thinking I'm going to see like a Top Rank promo, and they had like a press conference, and I'm guessing this was before Crawford versus Kavaliauskas. Top Rank does this, and PBC has been doing it before. Like, they'll have a press conference for an upcoming fight at a high-profile fight since all the media is there. So I like that they do this.
I remember like it was yesterday when I saw Bernard Hopkins like out of the ropes in the forum. I mean, it was like, wait, this doesn't happen, right? I mean, and Jesse, we all know that he's got incredible dynamite in his hand. So when you talk about fights that are really telegenic and really something that you want to see, I think we had a really good graphic, and I can't remember what it was. It was boom, you don't want to miss it, or something like that. We had a really good graphic that our guys created for.
By the way, that guy's Todd the Buff. I forgot what his exact title is, but he's the guy who is, the future of Top Rank, pretty much, to say it that way.
Instagram, and this is
Bob Arum's wife's son.
So when you talk about stylistically great fights, it's bang, somebody's going out, and they both got it.
Yeah, and Joe, I mean, Todd brings up that moment against Bernard Hopkins. I mean, and you've been in spectacular fights since then, and you're in another one against, Jesse Hart. What are your thoughts on this matchup, and you're anticipating as you get ready to start camp here for January 11th? Well,
I'd like to just thank Top Rank and my team, Star Boxing, for this opportunity. And my thoughts. I'm looking forward to this fight. It's a big opportunity for me to get my face out there once again and put on a great show. I know Jesse Hart's coming to fight. After what I did to his mentor, Bernard Hopkins, he feels some kind of way about it, and he's holding a grudge. So, I know he's looking forward to come in there and possibly take me out, but I'm going there to do the same thing.
Jesse, I know you feel like you're the best light heavyweight up here on this stage right now. How would you like to respond to Joe? And you do feel like it's a little bit personal because of your relationship with Bernard. Is that true?
That's absolutely true. 2016 was a rough year for me. It was a rough year for my city as well. So that's why it's personal. And he said he don't know who I am. It's like, January 11th, you gonna find out who I am. Because you didn't hurt just me, myself. Because my whole city was pressuring me about this fight. And I was still super middleweight. So when you keep hearing, I'm winning fights, I'm doing my thing, but you gotta get Joe. Gotta get Joe. So that's the motivation, and that's why it's personal. It ain't. This is aside from business. This ain't got nothing to do with purses. This ain't got nothing to do with what position I'm going to fight or who I'm going to fight after this.
By the way, him and Alvarez Alvarez are supposed to fight if he wins, or the winner. Basically, it's like I said, it's a bit of a tournament going on, and the winner is going to fight Gilberto Ramirez or whoever has that WBO title. So Top Rank, as you can see, has a pretty a stranglehold on the 175-pound division. With Beterbiev having 2 for now. Gilberto Ramirez, Jesse Hart in line. I got to figure out who this guy is with. Let's just do some research on him right now. I ain't mean to cut Jesse Hart off. But have I seen him? Has he fought in the States? Sometimes I be seeing these people, and I just don't be knowing. Is he a Klimas fighter? Was he with Vadim? Whatever. Let's get back to it. Damn, we still got to talk about the rest of the card.
You got something to do, and I don't know how you look at it or how nobody else look at it, but January 11th, it ain't about no purse, it ain't about no position, it ain't about fighting for a world title after this or what it happens after this. I'm going ahead to do some real damage and possibly get some damage done. I don't care what happens to me, but I gotta get Joe, and that's the mission.
All right, Joe.
I just hope he comes prepared, because I'm going to be prepared.
Joe, I'm prepared right now, Joe.
Real ready.
I'm ready right now, Joe.
All right,
I stepped on the scale this morning, Joe. I was
Anytime.
175, Joe. I'm ready now, Joe. We ain't got
So you want to add
I'll
one more
be
bout to the
allowed-
card
Yeah,
tonight?
yeah,
These guys
yeah.
they're ready to
At
go.
the end of the day, Joe, It's personal for me, so at the end of the day, I've been ready. I've been ex-Bob Arum ready to make this match. I've been in the air about this.
Well,
They offered
I
me this
hope
guy
you bring
next to
that
me, and I
anger
say,
to the ring.
"All right, well, it ain't no anger. It's beyond anger, Joe. We know what we got to do. You know what you facing. You can tell everybody up here and try to fool all these cameras and say you don't know who I am. You know exactly what you facing."
All right, well, more of this come fight week. It's going down January 11th from the Hard Rock in Atlantic City. 10 rounds light heavyweight clash. Jesse Hart, Joe Smith Jr. Stay tight, guys. We're going to talk to the other ones, then we'll pose you.
So here's the card. Let's see. They got both of the Adornos on there. These two kids sell tickets. I forgot which one was in trouble. I was at the last fight. A little bit of trouble. Was it the younger one? That was on Volzik versus Beterbiev. Yo, they sell a lot of tickets, man. And it's growing. They're from Allentown. But they got like a nice little... Are they Puerto Rican or are they Dominican? I think they're Puerto Rican. Bernard Bunch got a email about him. Where have I seen him? Where have I seen him? Paul Kroll. I was at that fight. 2. This is supposed to be the Frampton fight. Oh, yeah. And people were like, yo, like they, you know, like he got matched tough. Like for one of his first against another undefeated fighter. And a friend of mine's ex-wife is friends with Paul Kroll. Oh, yeah, I remember, dude. Dude, nice. Oh, all right. I'm gonna put his shit up on the website. So, little prospect card, January 11th from the Hard Rock Casino. It's on regular ESPN. All right, we up in there. We in there like somewhere. So yeah, let's go to the face-off of the fighters. Go to the face-off of the fighters.
Develop those markets. This is just one step forward.
By the way, Alito Alvarez is fighting that next week. Did they face off the fighters?
And then we're wrapping it up, or we're just getting started.
Yeah, January the 18th. I'm going to actually be at the J-Rock Williams Jason Rosario fight on January the 18th. This is going to be in the Turning Stone. Both of these fights are on regular ESPN 2 weeks straight. And I'm guessing they're going to be building up. I'm guessing they're going to be building up to Wilder Fury 2. Alvarez versus Seals. I've seen Seals fight before, but against who? Let's see, real quick. 24-2. Real quick. That face. Why does it look like it's all... They look like they did like some Photoshop and like smushed it in. I've seen him fight. Did I see him fight Edwin Rodriguez? Likely not. Where did I see him fight? Who did I see him fight? Was I at this fight? I was at this fight. That's where I saw him fight. Okay, all right. Seen him fight before. So yeah, I'm guessing that the winner of Hart versus Smith goes on to fight the winner of Alvarez versus Seals. And then they fight the winner of, then they fight Gilberto Ramirez, who has that, or they'll be in a position to fight maybe Beterbiev. And what's going on with Bevo? He's been jumping back and forth between ESPN and the Zone, right? But he's Matchroom. I don't know, man. We'll see. My watch just told me it's time to get my ass up and take my dog for a walk. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Let's go to the face-off. Please subscribe.
We kind of have another thing going on in February, but we'll talk about that later. February 1st, ESPN from China, Mission Hills, Haiku. Jose Ramirez taking on Victor.
I'll be here for this.
Before I let you guys go, we're going to pose you all for some photos. And then after the photos are over, we have one other quick announcement, so stay tight. No, we're not going to do questions at that time because we got to head downstairs. I got to call some fights for you guys, I think.
My bad. I got to fix we got his head chopped off. Sorry, Jesse. There we go. I made it decapitate you, bro. My bad. Joe Smith can hit, though. He could punch his ass off. He been off for a little while, though. He been off for a little while, though. No, wait, he fought Bevo. I remember that fight. I covered that fight. See how I told you I'd be forgetting shit? I covered that fight. And he had rocked Bevo at the end of one of the rounds. And, like, his shit was, like, really, really wrong. Got that comeback against Melvin Russell, but that was last year after having his jaw broke by Sullivan Barrera. Yeah, I covered that. Oh, well, TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Please subscribe.